Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
All right, thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. So good to have you here. I'm Erin Hartley.
I'm Cerise Cole, and there's Jared Lansford, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. So today's gonna be a pretty mild day for this time of year. Just one thing, Russ. One thing.
Said a lot. If it'd be a great day, if it wasn't for the wind.
Well, we can all say it. We should make a song about it. If it wasn't for,
I hear me saying that a lot this week, unfortunately. The direction changes, the gusts pick up and they vary each day, and it's going to be a factor at least 3 of the 5 days, maybe even 4 of the 5. So let's get a look at what's happening out there on the across the area right now. Got a beautiful sunrise, some clouds floating through. We're at 29 degrees with a light north wind, so the feels like temperature doesn't differ too much from the air temperature. The winds are starting to pick up a little bit. Notice a west wind up over 10 miles per hour in some spots on the Nebraska side. The winds on the Nebraska side are probably going to be a little bit stronger than those for our Iowa viewers, as we have a full week of school for kids and normal routine for the parents here leading up to the weekend. When, well, then each of the next 2 weeks, kids are likely out of the classroom. Wind gusts forecast for today is going to be pretty pesky, up near 35 with some of those gusts, and likely some spots can get near 40 miles per hour. And again, if you're on the Nebraska side, you got a little better bet of getting some of those. That'll be the story then through the day. They'll back off into the evening, so those Christmas inflatables might be all over the place. Keep them deflated today. Temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s in many spots on the Iowa side, a little bit warmer on the Nebraska side. And I think we're going to see a pretty big jump in the temperatures over the next couple of hours here as that wind picks up and some mild air moves in. So there's been a few little specks to our north of a little bit of a frozen mix that really not amounting to much, and it's even farther north than what that model showed there. So temperatures in the 30s by 9 should all be in the 40s by noon. There's the wind. You can see it out of the west northwest. That, like I said, could gust up to 40 miles per hour. So pretty good December day temperature-wise, just annoying, near 50 for the high. That wind is going to be out there, and you're out there trying to enjoy it. A gust of wind picks up, and it's going to add a little sting to the air. By 5 o'clock, we're down near 43. By 7, we're down to 38. And then a pretty quiet night on the way. Temperatures through the 30s, 20s, some more clouds will build in. And unfortunately, I think quite a few clouds will be back in play. So enjoy the sunshine today. Didn't get much over the weekend. It's back today. Clouds move in tomorrow. We start off in the 20s, and the clouds moving in, even with a south wind tomorrow, that'll gust up near 30 miles per hour. Again, a tad annoying. It'll try to warm us up. I don't think we can get warmer than today. We'll go to 44 on Tuesday and then down to 36 on Wednesday, because the south wind that we have on Tuesday becomes a north wind overnight into Wednesday, and that'll bring some colder air yet. So a pretty good stretch there. All those numbers right at or just a little bit above average. It's just not all that great because the wind adds that chilly factor to it.
I like what Cerise said earlier in the show. It's really a roller coaster of a week with the temperatures and the wind, because we're going to be seeing another warm day and then another really cold day.
That's the thing. A lot of ups and downs, so you got to pay attention. Normally we want you to, because, hey, that's what we do here. But it's because each day is a little bit different because of the wind direction, because of the wind speed. There's the cool down to Wednesday. Actually get a little spike on Thursday. And then the northwest wind will pick up. This could be the day with the strongest wind here. Gusts up near 50 miles per hour are possible. I think 40 to 50 miles per hour. We go near 50 for the high and then down to 28 for the high on Friday. So a lot of ups and downs. Average is 30, somewhere in here. I guess that'll all end up being about average when you add them all up and divide by 5. But it looks like we're going to miss out on most of the precipitation with all these temperature changes. Let me take you through this coming week, because this is going to be important here for everybody as you get close to the Christmas holiday. There's a little bit of snow showing up Tuesday, mostly to the north. That'll slide on through. Then another system. This one could be a pretty big snowmaker on Thursday, but it stays to our north. Fargo down through Minneapolis, and then could head towards Chicago, Milwaukee, and Green Bay with a good amount of snow. But again, it misses us, brings the wind to us on Thursday, but it should keep the snow out of here. And you look a little longer range, not much through the weekend, pretty quiet even early part of next week. It can run you right up into maybe the day after Christmas with some rain showers. Yeah, that'd be it. So a pretty quiet forecast as far as precipitation goes over the next 10 days, but you're going to notice a lot of ups and downs 50 today, near 50 on Thursday, half that by Friday and Saturday. And then there you go. Christmas should be near in the 40s, mid and maybe upper 40s. So Christmas Eve there, Christmas Day on Wednesday, not looking all that bad. Should be able to get where you're going, I think, within a day's drive with no big issues the way the forecast looks over Christmas now.
I don't mind Christmas in the 40s, do you?
As a Californian, I mean, that would be cold for me. But I mean, when you weigh them, like whether you want snow or the easy travel, I say the easy travel.
That's the thing. If you can get people to see their friends and family, I think everybody's happy.
Yeah. We're happier with the travel today than we were this weekend, but there's still a crash you got to tell us about.
Yeah, so it's been a much smoother start. I mean, Friday was just a total mess by the time we got to the evening. We've cleared most of that out, but still not incident free. We do have that crash that is at 96th and Harrison, where we're looking at the slowdowns. And you'll notice here when we have the map, the slowdowns that are showing up as you're heading southbound toward that intersection. So watch for crews that are working the scene of that crash. That's an area that you want to keep in the back of your mind as having some possible issues. Speaking of issues, pretty slow as you're making your way northbound on the JFK heading toward I-80. This is not all that unusual for this point in the morning. If you regularly watch our stream, first of all, thank you for tuning in, but you probably caught on that this is an area that slows down right around this point in the morning, and then we see some more issues as we get later in the commute again. So watch for those as you're heading northbound through that area. Looking a little slow on Highway 370. This is not one that typically happens at this point in the morning as you're getting past 36, so watch for that as you're heading out and about. We zoom things out though, a lot of green on the map, that's encouraging. I do want you to continue to keep in the back of your mind that there's a possibility that we do have a couple of slick spots here and there, even though we don't have any of the widespread problems that we were seeing on Friday or Saturday. We do have temperatures that have dipped below freezing in some spots, so maybe a little bit of refreeze to watch for. We look at the road conditions map, it's looking green, normal travel showing up in the metro, but again, a couple spots here and there that could be an issue. More so though as we zoom things out. You'll notice some blues that are showing up as you work your way into Iowa. That is partial coverage. We had some fog that was pretty thick for a little bit here in some of our Iowa towns. So that's part of the reason that you're looking at, with temperatures being below freezing, some frost or some icy spots that are showing up near Shenandoah, Red Oak, and then as you work your way further to the north near Denison. So keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling in those areas here over the next couple of hours, that you may have to deal with some of those slick spots being in place. Aside from that crash 96 in Harrison, it's not a bad start to the commute though.
We will take not so bad. Jarrett, thank you. All right, to the news now. It is a story where we were your first alert. Happening today, the suspect in a decades-old murder case will be arraigned in court. 77-year-old Joseph Ambrose is currently under order to remain in jail until trial. He was arrested in Oklahoma last month and formally charged with the first-degree murder of 17-year-old Mary Kay Hesse back in 1969. Her body was found along a country road near Wahoo.
A child is now fighting for their life in the hospital this morning after a shooting in the metro from over the weekend. Officers were called to 33rd and Reddick Avenue. That's where they found that victim, who was then taken to the hospital. It's not yet clear what led up to the shooting or if any arrests have been made so far. We'll first alert you to any new details as soon as we get them. Now to an update from the First Alert 6 safety desk. I'm joined by Maria Cade with information this morning regarding drug overdose deaths.
Yeah, numbers in the country, they're still high. Unfortunately, you know, that's been the story for so many years. But there is some new research that's coming out that the numbers are actually dipping. So there is some good news coming out of that. Now, according to the CDC, fatal overdoses were 17% lower in July compared to the previous 12-month period. But despite this recent drop, of course, CDC data shows that those overdose deaths do remain as high as they were at the end of 2020. Now, medical experts say they can't pinpoint one specific factor that explains why the number of drug overdose deaths have fallen this year. They did actually hit a record high number last summer, but experts do think it's a wide range of things going on. Health-based efforts, all of those could be having, you know, an overall effect on those numbers.
All right. kind of switching gears now. You have some new information on a bill for those who spend much time online. I'm guilty.
I know, me too. So many of us glued to the online world, and a big number of people who are spending so much of their day online are teens, kids. We've said it here before at the safety desk. And in Washington, members of both parties are actually pushing a bill that is hoping to protect kids from the dangers of the online world, because there are a lot of them. So nearly half of all American teenagers, they admit that they're online constantly. Constantly was the word that they used, according to a new survey from Pew Research Center. Now, the Kids Online Safety Act, that would mandate platforms to have safeguards in place for minors, including restricting access to their personal data, as well as some parental tools as well. Now, the bill overwhelmingly passed through the Senate in July and also advanced through the House Energy and Commerce Committee. But House Speaker Mike Johnson says the legislation is dead for now.
It needs a little more tweaking, and we'll do that. I think we can do it early next year and get that achievement done, and I'm grateful for all the hard work that's been done on it.
Now, Elon Musk, as well as the CEO of X, they both support the bill, but others have not been as supportive. Some big tech companies like Meta and Google, both of them have actually lobbied against it. So people on both sides of this issue.
Okay, Maria, thanks so much. All right, we're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a live look outside. Downtown Omaha looks very nice.
Good.
Feels on the cool side, though. Want to let you know about that. That's not the only thing we need to first alert you to. The winds are back, and they're going to be blowing things around today.
Thank goodness. Not going to impact the morning hours a ton, but it will pick up as the morning goes along. Latest sustained winds are starting to sneak up over 10 miles per hour in some spots on the Nebraska side. So the big gusts haven't picked up yet, but they will. And you'll really start to notice those after 10 o'clock. Strongest probably up here around the lunch hour, 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts for a while out of the northwest. And then once we get to sunset, those will back off. So that's good news. No overnight wind gusts to deal with. Near 30 to start, up near 50 for the high today. But the big difference is going to be the sun. We're back with the sunshine. Didn't have much of it over the weekend. It took a while to melt things off. This should help dry things out quite a bit. 50 today. Temperatures drop down Wednesday, back up to 50 on Thursday. Weird warm day there, then back down to 28 on Friday. So a lot changes each and every day, and it's mostly because of the wind direction and the speed here. We get a west-northwest wind, enough that it can warm us up today. Yeah, that can happen with a northwest wind in certain weather patterns in winter. So there's your gusts for today. We'll get a south wind during the day on Tuesday. But then by Tuesday night, it flips overnight and it'll be out of the northwest, or north, I should say, and that'll usher in the colder air for Wednesday. Thursday starts with a south wind very early, but this is where we could have the strongest wind gusts. By Thursday afternoon, we'll get a chance to spike to 50 before these gusts move in, and we'll go 45 to 50 miles per hour with some of these wind gusts to end the day. If these start to trend a little higher on newer models as they come in, we might have to issue a first alert weather day here, because 55 to 60 is about where the severe thunderstorm wind gust threshold starts. So while they wouldn't be from storms, these would just be potential for wind gusts to get that high at times just during the day. And then by Friday morning, we have some winds to contend with, but those should weaken as the day goes along. So 50 today, 44 on Tuesday with the south wind. Then it flips. It's out of the north by Wednesday, 36, 50 on Thursday, and 28 on Friday. Each day varies quite a bit, so you want to pay attention this week so you're not caught off guard Even the 50s, while they look good, they're going to be with wind, so it might not be as warm as you'd like it.
All right, finally, Christmas Day is in that 10-day forecast right at the very end. So do we know any weather impacts that we could be seeing leading up to that day?
I got to say, at least locally, if you're going to drive 2-3 hours anywhere, it looks okay right now. Maybe a couple of rain chances early next week leading up to Christmas Day itself, but no big headaches with highs in the 40s. So that would lead to anything being in liquid form mostly. Let's show you where there could be some problems over the course of this week and early next. Now, heading into Tuesday, there's a potential for some snow along I-90 to the north, so Rapid City to Sioux Falls over to Austin, Minnesota. And then another system, this one's probably going to be bigger for Thursday. It too travels to the north, so flying through Minneapolis on Thursday, you'll want to double check. And then by Thursday night, Milwaukee and Chicago would be in play, maybe even Detroit for all the Delta flyers heading that way. Friday not looking bad. Through the weekend, no big problems. And then possibly on Tuesday, we watch down here for some rain potential south of Kansas City. And that'd be the one to watch before Christmas Eve. But overall, no big problems there. And you get beyond Christmas a little bit, even towards the end of the month, and warmer than average likely wins out. So that means a lot of 40s and maybe even a couple of 50s. That really hurts our potential to have any snow around the area. So I don't think a white Christmas is happening this year. Unless it's that little system Tuesday that I showed you. Maybe something with that cools down enough we could get something on Christmas Eve.
I know people want that.
I know
they do. I know you do.
Yeah, get where you can go, though. Hopefully you can get everybody safe.
That's important. All right, you have an update on that crash in 96 in Harrison.
I'm seeing some changes that are happening in this area, and it's positive.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, let's take a look at the maps. I'll show you what I'm seeing. And where we did have those slowdowns that were leading up to that intersection, you can see that those are not showing up now. So that's a sign that maybe we have cleared out this crash that was causing the issues right near 96th and Harrison. Continue to use caution if you're about to head into that area, but encouraging signs showing up right around there. Elsewhere, I do want to give you a first alert to this. This is as you're making your way along I-80 as you head eastbound just past 144th. This has been here for about an hour and a half now. This is looks like maybe some kind of carrier semi or something along those lines. You can see the flashing lights there that it's over on the shoulder. So watch for that. It's not in traffic, but I was seeing a fair amount of brake lights with people noticing that being there and kind of checking up. Things getting through there in okay shape. A little slow on 144th in both directions. Nothing major that's showing up there. Elsewhere, JFK continues to be slow as you approach I-80. Continue to expect delays around there. And then I also wanted to point out Highway 92 near Harry Langdon here in Council Bluffs. You've got the delays in all directions as you're approaching that intersection. So that's where we're seeing delays showing up, starting to get some of our familiar ones on eastbound Dodge as you're around 132nd back through about 168th or so. But overall, we're off to a pretty smooth start. Use that caution with the possibility of a couple refreeze spots, but this is a pretty encouraging sign of how the commute's going.
All right, sure is, Jared. Thank you. Well, caught on camera, keep your eye just above the hot tub you're about to see. This viewer video was sent to our newsroom over the weekend. Security cameras captured an explosion near 73rd and Seward, right by Creighton Prep. You see it there. The fire destroyed an apartment building. Firefighters say several residents were already evacuated by the time crews arrived on the scene.
Here's a view from the ensuing fire from our photographer at the scene. It took crews 3 hours to bring that fire under control. The cause remains under investigation this morning. Happening today at Town Hall addressing a rat infestation concern in South Omaha.
And we gave you a first alert to this story late last month. The problem, captured on video near 39th and D, led to neighbors voicing their frustration. So today's meeting will be at the Disabled American Veterans Building near 45th and F. Councilman Ron Hugg and representatives from the Sewer Maintenance Division all expected to attend. Well, lookalike contests can be hit or miss. This one, definitely a hit.
Yeah, you're going to be shocked when you see how close this doppelganger is to the real thing. That's when we come back.
Well, they say everyone has a doppelganger, or at least someone who looks very similar. That includes U.S. senators.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders lookalike contest was held in Vermont. There's been a couple of these now, right? All right, many sported some white hair and the senator's trademark mittens when he's sitting there during COVID. All right, first place went to John Brownstein. His prize, it's a Bernie bumper sticker and $17.
I want to give him more. He was really good.
Rallied up some more
$17. The real Sanders, he was not there.
You have to have the mittens for the touch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was perfect.
He does look like him.
Who was the lookalike contest where the person showed up and
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they've done that one. They had,
There
a
was-
Zendaya one that I saw.
There was an Ethan Slater from Wicked one over the weekend. What'd you say?
Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey.
That was good. There were a lot of people who looked a lot like him. I mean, you know, with the beard. And
I could see that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people showed up. They also did Jalen Hurts. That's a tough one to get right, but I'll have to show you guys the video after. The winner was like his long lost twin. I swear it was crazy. Yeah, they found someone else who looks like Jalen Hurts. I didn't think.
Do you guys have any? Does anyone?
I've been told Rick Astley, actually.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Do you?
No.
Do you?
I don't see it, but people used to tell me Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, a little
I don't
bit.
think I look like her at all.
A little.
Rusty?
Back in the day when I had hair, somebody said Rich Eisen, the ESPN Sports Center anchor, but if you want to reach way back, then I lost my hair and, that changed.
You?
We should find. No one's ever said.
No.
We should find.
Not celeb. My sister. I look at my sister.
well,
yeah. Okay.
Family count.
Yeah, family
That
count.
All right, before we go, we got to give a shout out to the volleyball team. They're going to the Final Four, and a shout out to Creighton for a really great season, right? Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to get ready for our Today's Show. You can watch it here, our update in Today's Show. You can watch it over the air.
All right. Have a great start to your Monday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. We have an update on road conditions this morning on your way to work. We'll check in with Jarrett Lansford.
And the Metro are holding up pretty well. You do want to watch for maybe an isolated spot where maybe there's some refreeze, but mostly looking good. It's once you make your way outside the Metro, you can see all kinds of partial coverage of frost and some icy spots that are showing up as you work your way towards Shenandoah, Red Oak, and Denison. So watch for that as you head out and about. Outside of the Metro is where we have our crash right now. This is I-80 westbound as you're approaching that split off with I-80 right near Minden. So watch for that, causing some delays as you're making your way out and about. JFK very slow northbound near I-80. Elsewhere, we're moving along in okay shape. Rusty.
All right, and we had a little bit of that precipitation off to the north that Jarrett was talking about and where some of the partially covered roads are. You can see how that just kind of fizzles out. So there might be a few slick spots north on 29 as well to watch, but that's no longer a factor. Temperatures right now, 29 feels like 29. So the air temperature and the wind chill don't vary too much because the wind really hasn't picked up yet. I say yet. It's going to pick up after 10 o'clock. It'll gust easily up near 35 miles per hour. A few near 40 would not surprise me out of the northwest. And then those wind gusts will back off some into the afternoon. Late afternoon doesn't look all that bad. And then here's where we're going for the highs today. 48 by 4 o'clock. Should be able to sneak up near 50, and the sunshine will play a big part in it. It'll be great today with the sunshine. The only annoying part, the wind. How often do we say it'd be a great day if it wasn't for the wind? We may say that again tomorrow, and then again on Thursday with wind gusts up near 50 miles per hour possible with the wind, and a high near 50 as well.
A child is in the hospital this morning after a shooting. This happened in the area of 33rd and Reddick. It's not clear what led up to the shooting or if any arrests have been made so far.
It is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.